Hi, I'm Walter from Back on the Bike. I came up with the idea of Back on the Bike based on my own experience. Even though I got my motorcycle license when I was just 15 years old and actually had my bike license for a couple of years before I got my car license, it's been a long time since I've actually owned a motorcycle. During that time, I've ridden all over the world. I've ridden throughout New Zealand and Australia, Canada, the United States, Europe, the UK, and even in India. But over that time, I've never actually physically owned a motorcycle. I was travelling throughout that period. Now I've moved to Australia and I've decided it's time for me to actually own another motorcycle. As I began that journey of trying to actually choose a bike, I went in and the first thing I started looking for was my motorcycle gear. And what I found was that things have changed a lot, of course, over that time. One of the things that I found walking into the different motorcycle shops was that there is a much greater line of helmets even, or gloves, or jackets than I've been used to. And I was a little bit confused as to which one that I really needed or wanted. This series is based on my experience, and I'll be joined throughout this first series with my good friend David Rees from Ride the World Australia. David has been a motorcycle enthusiast for a number of years, and he brings his expertise to help us go through this series. The first series is going to be based all around apparel and safety and comfort. As we go through the next few series, we're actually going to be talking about the different types of bikes, what's suitable for a beginner rider, and also too for those like me who are coming back to motorcycling after a number of years. I hope you enjoy the series and come on this journey with us.
Hi, my name's David and I own Ride the World Australia. I was so pleased when Walter came to see me about coming back onto the bike. With my experience, which goes back over 40 years, I've been riding bikes. I was very fortunate to have an understanding family that didn't make me sell, which a lot of the poor guys have to do. I continued riding and have quite a variety of bikes to choose from, whether it's a sports bike, touring bike, or even the Harley Davidson. With the Harley though, I also take people for sharing the experiences where I take them for guided tours around Australia. The other background I have is that I have led tours across to Sturgis in America, taken people trips away, led groups when I was the Ulysses president in Sydney. We used to go for rides around New South Wales. So I've had this opportunity to share the experience with them, not just when they were coming back on the bike. So I'm looking forward to working with Walter over the next few days, weeks, months, as we put this program together. I look forward to sharing the experience. Walter, I've got a question before we begin this journey. Who is this series for?
Well, that's a good question, David. Initially, I had designed the series based on people my age who were coming back onto the bike after having not ridden for some time or having not owned a bike for some time. But as we go through the journey, what I found is that this actually appeals to not only that demographic, but also to younger people or people who have never ridden a motorcycle before and are looking to actually start that journey. Because what we'll be doing, folks, is that when we go through each episode, we'll be giving you some clues and some hints about what to look for to make sure that your motorcycling experience is safe, it's comfortable, and that you'll be able to ride a motorcycle for a very long time. Most of our filming for this series of Back on the Bike is going to be done here on location at the Motorcycle Accessory Supermarket in Caringbah, South Sydney. Now the reason I chose this location is I went and actually spent a lot of time in a number of different shops around the city. And what I found when I came into this particular location is that even though they didn't know that I was scouting around, they answered all my questions, they treated me really well. And in one occasion I actually came here with my father-in-law, and he was asking a lot of questions as well as an older gentleman, much older gentleman, and they treated him so well that I was very impressed. And so I'm here now with Wilson, who is the manager at MCA. Now Wilson, what sets your shop apart from everybody else?
I guess is what is going to set MCA Caringbah apart from everybody else is the fact that all my staff all ride. So we all got experience, we all got knowledge with the motorcycle industry. We all ride different bikes. So we've got motocross riders, we've got motard riders, we've got sports bike riders, we've even got Harley riders. So we don't discriminate against all riders or any riders. Right. We're basically here to service and help customers that come through, new riders, existing riders, kids that come through that are doing motocross. So for us, it's all about educating the staff, which then in turn will educate the customers that come through, again, whether new riders or existing riders, with the products that are actually out on the market.
Perfect. And one of the things that impressed me, and I didn't realise this at the time, I was just impressed with the customer service overall when I arrived, but your team doesn't work on commission.
No,
So they're
not
actually
at all.
here to actually service the client as opposed to trying to earn that extra dollar by pushing the...
Call it love. That's what we do. It's all out of love.
All out of love and a great deal of knowledge. So that's the reason that we're filming down here at MCA in Caringbah. Now, the other thing that I wanted to ask you, obviously this series is all about those who are getting back onto the bike and getting back into motorcycling, or those who are looking at getting into motorcycling for the first time, have a lot of questions. What advice would you give to those who are coming back on the bike?
Well, the best advice we can give is basically the more questions we ask in terms of what they're riding, how they're going to ride, are they weekend riders, are they going to be commuting to and from work every day. So we basically begin to filter down exactly what they need in terms of the equipment, safety gear, the apparel, the boots, the gloves, the helmet. It all comes down to what they're using, what they need. We will then filter down. Obviously within their price range, we'll cater to all budgets. We've got helmets that start at $80, helmets that end up at $1,500.
Right.
So we don't need to push the expensive products to the customer who is not necessarily going to use it. So again, we are going to cater, we are going to ask the right questions in terms of what they're riding.
Thanks, Wilson. Now, for those of you watching, one of the things to note is that while we are filming on location here, the key message really is that no matter where you're buying your apparel, you need to make sure that the staff are knowledgeable, that they are bike riders, that they will be fitting you because it is the best comfort fit for you and not because they are looking at earning a few extra dollars worth of commission, particularly towards the end of the month. Thanks very much, Wilson.
Cheers, thank you.
Until next time, ride safe and enjoy being back on the bike.